Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. This is Simon here, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Tonight, guys, we'll be going through Manchester City versus Tottenham preview for tomorrow's game. I'll be giving the team news, the predicted lineups, and we'll be giving you the combined 11 between the two teams. And we've got special guests today tonight. We've got the Sussex Hotspur Matt. We've got Josh from the Spurs debate. And we got Darth from the Man City Fans Link. Guys, thank you for coming in tonight, giving up your time, coming in and speaking about this, guys. How are we, Josh?
Yeah, look, I'm anxious. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend and say I'm feeling great. You know, the next 24 hours is an anxious wait. You know, we'll know in 24 hours where we stand and, you know, how we performed against the best informed team in the league right now, potentially the best squad in first 11 and one of the best managers that's ever blessed the game. So I'm really looking forward to getting on with it and hopefully coming out on top.
Brilliant. Darth, how's it going on the Manchester City side?
It's 15 games on the trot now. I'm actually fairly confident. I'm confident enough about it, but it would not surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me now if he's came out and nicked something. But I am confident.
Brilliant. Matt, you're always on here anyway, so how's it going?
Yeah, mate, sort of getting a bit excited, a bit nervous. It's what being a Tottenham fan's about, isn't it? Can never go in too confident. But yeah, I just want to get this game over with, to be honest, and just let's see what happens tomorrow.
Listen, I can see what Josh was saying before we went live. We are quite a bogey team to City. We really are, and the last two games have proved it. Both 2-0 wins, especially the last one when City had all the possession, and we just hit them on the counter, and that was just typical Jose. And I think this is how he's going to set up tomorrow. I really do. I think he's going to let City have all the ball as usual, and I think tomorrow. I said to you, Matt, last night in our chat, I'm not really confident, but I don't know. It's saying today, I woke up and I thought, you know what? Let's get some confidence in. Come on, let's go. And I think going into this game, you have to, innit? So we'll go with the team news, guys. First of all, we'll go with the Spurs team news here. Lo Celso, Josh, I don't know if Lo Celso's. I've been told he's out till March. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I think Lo Celso is going to be out for a bit, guys, and he's going to miss this really busy period that we're going into now. So we're in the beginning of that 7 games in 21 days, which is crazy, really. Which is like, it makes you wonder like what it's going to do to the players and the burnout and the fatigue that's going to come with that. So fingers crossed we don't get any injuries over the next few weeks, next couple of weeks at least. But yeah, Lo Celso, we could have really done with Lo Celso because Dele Alli's not really in contention for a starting place. So with Tanguy obviously dropping a bit deeper, I think Lo Celso has just missed so sorely because there's no one else really. When we look down the squad, there's no one there. Lamella's doing a good job, to be fair, in the recent few games, but he's out for the next few weeks from what Jose's saying. And he said that just recently, earlier on today.
Yeah, and also we've got Reguilon. I don't know how far he is. Is he a couple of weeks? Josh, do you know about Reguilon?
I think it's touch and go. I mean, they're saying that he's stepped up his training, so that's always a good sign, isn't it? When they're back on the pitch training and out the treatment room. So I think, you know, that the personality that Reguilon is, he'll probably be itching to play. And let's be honest, he knows he's got that position, you know, just purely on his own performances and, you know, from the feedback he's got from the fans and the press and from his own boss. So I'm sure he's itching to get back in and help us out and get a trophy in his bag as well in his debut season.
Yeah, brilliant. And also we've got 2 questionable ones. Aurier with a calf injury and Gareth Bale, this mystery muscle injury, which Jose wasn't happy about after when he was talking about it. Apparently he come to him on the Monday saying he wants to have a scan on an injury. So don't think Jose was pleased with that. So yeah, they're two questionable ones. And we go down to the City one here. Dorothy, you can probably tell us about these ones here. Are them three definitely out? The first three.
I think he's on mute, is he?
Dorothy, are you on mute?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Again, my mic. Sorry about that. Yeah, Aguero he's able to play, but I doubt he will. Ake is out. De Bruyne's out. Diaz is okay. Fernandinho is out, and Rodri's in.
Right. So Diaz is playing. Yeah. Did you say Fernandinho and Rodri's definitely out, or?
No, Rodri is in, but Fernandinho.
Oh, Rodri, sorry. Right,
Yeah.
Fernandinho, right. So, guys, in the last 5 meetings as well between the two teams, we've had two wins each and a draw. So it is set up to be a real good game tomorrow. Despite Spurs' form lately, with City going in this game with 15 games without being beaten. And Josh, first I'll come to you, mate. How worrying is it coming against the City attack of how bad we've been defending?
Yeah, look, it's a match made in hell, is what I'd call it. Going off our recent performances, we've not got battered really. I wouldn't take the Everton game as too much, because I think as a cup game, you go out and you try and win in a 90-minute period. You know what I mean? You're not going to lose any points or win any points. You're trying to win a game of football to get to the next round of a competition. So I don't think we should look at the Everton game as the kind of signs that Jose will then do the same thing going to the City game. I think he's going to want to have a scoreline which is, 1 or 2 goals in it. If that, back to our sort of losses, if you look throughout the season, we've only lost a goal here or there, and that's Jose Mourinho. He's quite safe and pragmatic, as we all know. We've all learned what Jose Mourinho is about. So I think he's going to go in safe. I think he's going to hit them on the counter. I think he's going to set up to produce a similar performance to what we had at the Lane when we beat them 2-0. So I think City can have all the ball, but Spurs will probably have all the space. And whichever wins out the two, we'll have to wait and see. But it could be a classic match where you've got your possession, tactical kind of possession versus counter football. And I think there isn't a purer opposition of tactics in the Premier League than these two managers that we're going to see go head to head tomorrow.
Absolutely spot on there, Josh. Matt, I'll ask you exactly the same what I asked Josh there. Are you worried about going against this great attack of City's against our defence?
Yeah, I am worried because they're scoring goals for fun. They've obviously just swept to Liverpool side away at Anfield, so they've got a bogey off their back against Liverpool at Anfield. They've finally got a win there. Phil Foden looks in unbelievable form at the moment. I'm worried what side he's going to play on. That's going to be interesting one for me. Whether he's going to be up against Aurier or maybe up against Davies, or will he play in the false 9 like he did sort of against Liverpool? Because I think he'd be a dangerous player. And just again defensively, this defense just makes too many mistakes. And yeah, I think we'll definitely make a mistake. It's just whether City punish it or we get lucky on the day. But like Josh says, I think we'll be pragmatic. We'll play on the counter, and he's going to try and let Kane and Son loose and see if we can nick a goal and somehow get a result. But we just got to hope and pray and hope City aren't on it on their day, and we are. Yeah,
nice one, Matt. Darth, we'll come to you. We'll switch it around. Are you confident with your attack coming against our defence at this minute, the way we are defending?
Well, based on that Everton match, 100%, it was just dreadful. I think is like paper mache. It's very easy to break through at the minute, but obviously we have been hitting teams for goals, but there is just the way he's have that low block. I think he's always up for it as well. This game is always up for, so I'm very wary going into it, but we should have enough. We should definitely have enough to be able to break us down. But then again, the counter attack from yours tomorrow is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a huge test for them. It's going to be a huge test for our back line to be able to stop out with your quality going forward.
Right, yeah. Thanks for that, Darth. Got some comments here, guys. Got Darren saying hi, guys. We got the 1894 podcast. I think that's you, is it, Darth? Hope Darth is representing us well. Great, great group on here. Looking forward to hearing what everyone has to say. Got Darren saying, "Wow, Manchester City have got some top players out. Spurs may clinch this." And we've got Hyper from Fans Television, big up. So everyone in the comments, guys, keep it coming, guys. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't, guys. It's free of charge, guys. Remember that. It don't cost a soul. Alexander Hilton, welcome back, pal. Thank you for coming in. Guys, Dareth, we'll come to you first on Pep Guardiola. The way you started the season, everyone jumped on the wagon about it could be his last time at City. It's not going well. But did you have thoughts in your mind, and your City fans, did they have thoughts that this could be his last season, or was you confident he was going to turn it around?
Well, I knew the way we started this season, I thought it was going to be dodgy. Well, I definitely thought it was going to be dodgy coming into it. And then the Leicester loss was just unacceptable. I think we got to a stage. Then West Brom we drew with. Then after that match, it was just, if you're on poor form, you're not getting in. It's not we're going to play into form. It's you're out. So that gave the players an extra incentive. But Pep, I mean, I was never Pep out. I was happy when he signed the new deal. But yeah, there were thoughts going through my mind maybe he wouldn't sign. But when he did, I was very happy that he did. But it's his new cutthroat mentality that's come in. That's helped us.
Yeah, what was the reason why you started so slow at the start? Was it fatiguing the players, or would you have injuries, or was it a bit of both?
Definitely a bit of both. We had, I think, for Leicester, we were missing. I think it was 8 first-team players were out injured. We didn't have the preseason too, but that's like a lot of teams are coming off. We're coming off heavy workload, so that can't just be down to us. It was definitely injuries helped. Injuries didn't help, sorry, and the blend of that didn't definitely done us bad. But we've adapted to it. We've adapted to the heavy workload.
Yeah, brilliant there, and Josh, I'll come to you, pal. On Jose, he's beginning to get some stick this season with all these Jose out fans. It's coming out in a minute. The bandwagon's coming out, and the bookies are making him he's the favourite in a minute to be the next one to be sacked. What's gone wrong? Just tell us what's gone wrong at Tottenham at the minute, John. Is it Jose's fault, or is it down to the players? They're not performing. There's players who've been there since Pochettino days, and is it time we got rid of this deadwood out of the squad and give Jose time to rebuild in the summer?
Yeah, look, I think Jose came in halfway through the season, so you can't really judge a manager halfway in. I don't care who you are, whether it's Pep, Jose, Klopp, and even if you look at all three of those managers I've just mentioned, they've all needed time to sort of really embed in their values and get the kind of system and players with that system to play together. So obviously Jose's come with a plan to Spurs. He's come with a blueprint. He knows the mission statement is to get trophies in top 4. There's no arguments about that. He came in saying he was happy with the squad, but we had to make signings, and the recruitment in the summer was pretty good. If you look at sort of the players that we brought in, it's a mixed bag. I mean, if you look at sort of Joe Hart, we brought him in probably to fill the British quota, but we brought in a Reguilon who's gone straight in. We done the Pierre Højbjerg deal. Matt Doherty's obviously not hit the heights that we expected. So I think judging Jose, for any Jose out fans, I'd say this to you is, he's trying to bring steel, he's trying to bring success at the same time. Our Achilles heel has always been bottling it, unfortunately. I've seen it over the years. I was in Madrid not long ago. I'm sure you guys obviously felt the pain from that night. We thought we'd got so close. So I think we have to be patient with Jose because he has got us in a cup final in his first full season. He's given us the second best defensive league record now. It was the best until not long ago. He's given us a new style of play, which is countering, which we were never really a specialist in. And that's how we've beaten City and taken points with some of the bigger teams. And you look at Bayern Munich, just over 12 months ago, we got absolutely smashed. No teams really smashed us apart. And I'm not going to take the Everton result on board because that was a cup game and it was just go out there and have fun and see what you can do. So I think we have to give credit for Jose for bringing that steel, that mentality in. He's got the best out of Tanguy. He's probably got the worst out of Dele Alli. But, Dele Alli needs to be more of a team player. If you heard what Jose said earlier today, he said, I dropped Eric Dyer against Galatasaray. Not Galatasaray. Gone blank on the team, sorry. He dropped him. He subbed him out around 35, 40 minutes. This is within a couple of months of his first few games. And he said Dyer took it like a man. Yeah, he took it like a man. He didn't complain. He came back in the morning. He was training hard. And I got a lot of trust for Dyer because he showed me that, I'm someone that's trustworthy because I'm not going to throw my toys around. Whereas Dele Alli, as we've seen from the documentary, he's throwing everything around, complaining. So I think Jose's looking for 11 winners before he even looks for sort of getting his tactics set and everything. So I think he's still weeding out the winners from the passengers. I think we've got to give him time. But he's kept us in 4 competitions up until obviously the FA Cup now. But everything's still there. We're 4 points off 4th with a game in hand. I think it's way too early to say Jose out. But one thing I will say about Jose Mourinho, and I'm not a fan, I'm neither in or out. I just like to look at it from both sides. He has been a bit negative, and he's probably given teams a little bit more respect than they deserve, especially when they come to the lane.
Definitely, yeah. Josh, just quickly as well. You went over the signings in the summer.
Yeah.
Do you really think that was a good summer? Because there's loads of Spurs fans out there saying, "Listen, they pumped money in the summer. We had a great window. I don't think we had a great window. There's only 2 of them 7 actually starting our team. So to me personally, I don't think that's not a great. I
don't think in hindsight, and I was one of them saying this looks like a good window. Matt Doherty was doing brilliantly well for Wolves, so he deserved. The fee kind of was about right for Matt Doherty, maybe even a bargain. Some called it. Gareth Bale, a lot to prove. Been there, done it. Tottenham through and through. I think that was a justified signing. I wasn't keen on the Joe Hart signing personally, and I wasn't sure what Reguilon was going to bring. And Pierre, I wasn't sure if he could handle it in a top 4 club or a top 6 club at least. So I think all in all, it was a mixed bag because obviously Bale hasn't really hit the heights yet, and Matt Doherty and Joe Hart. Matt Doherty's been a big letdown. I expected him to take that position of Aurier. They did invest heavily. I think the net spend was about 40 million or something like that, 40 to 50 million. So it wasn't a big transfer window for Spurs. It's not like we went out and spent 100 million net. We got rid of a bit of dead wood. Maybe getting rid of Ryan Sessegnon and Ollie Skip was maybe in hindsight not the best option. They're young, they're hungry. They would definitely be needed right now in this rough patch that we're going through. But I would give the window like a 6.5, 6 out of 10, 6, 7 out of 10. I don't think it was a flop, and I don't think it was the best window we've ever had. But you get that with transfer windows. There's very few where you go out, and with the wages we pay, don't forget we can't attract the best players. So the wage structure at Spurs means we have to stay within that remit. We haven't got what City have, deep pockets, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. That's spot on. Matt,
thought I'd get that in there.
Matt, we'll come to you next. Exact same question to you. What's literally gone on at Tottenham? Is this Jose's fault, or is it the players' fault, or is it a bit of both, or is Joe literally hasn't been back properly in the summer? He hasn't got his players in.
I've said this obviously on a few podcasts. It's you can't just blame one man. It's like I've said, it's the players, it's the manager. They've all got to blame. The board especially. It comes down, when we didn't sign anyone for 500 and something days. Maybe it didn't hurt us then, but it's starting to hurt us now. And you can see it. The squad looks so. Just some of those players just aren't good enough. Like we had a Everton fan on last night, and we often said who would get in who would you take? Instead of we said no Kane, no Son, or Ndombele, and he couldn't name one, could he? He said I wouldn't have any of them. So that kind of tells you the story of Everton don't want half of our squad. Yeah, I do think the window, it wasn't too bad. I think what we got to remember, it is under, it's under uncertain times. So the club really don't know what finances are going to look like, and we're not going to know that. We're not into, I'm not into business figures and things like that, but I'm sure it's very complicated and hard to deal with. I mean, giving Gareth Bale quite a big wage shows that we can attract some big players. Because he's on, what's he on? 200 and
it's between 200 and 300. They're saying.
Yeah, 275. We're paying him.
Yeah.
So you can pay someone like that. So I think maybe in the summer we can start to attract bigger players, especially if we're not going to have top four. We're going to have to, if we want to get the players that we need, we're going to have to pay more than other clubs in terms of wages, because if we don't have Champions League football to offer, they'll just go, okay, well, I'll go to Leicester or I'll go to Liverpool. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer, and there's so much deadwood that needs to go. And I'm sure in another show we can we'll have a run, and I'll tell you who needs to go, who you think could stay. I mean, possibly there's probably about 6 to maybe 7 players that I'd probably keep, and then the rest it's going to be a rebuild. But whether you can do that in one summer is another matter. But I think Jose wanted a centre back, he didn't get it, or he got Rodon. He wanted Skriniar, clearly wanted him, and the board failed with that. If they would have got Skriniar, who knows? We might have been in a better position. We were linked with Ruben Diaz as well, and you see what he's done for Manchester City. I mean, he's completely changed their defence around. So Jose wanted those two. He didn't get either of them, and again, we got a cheap alternative from the Championship, which is not always bad, because I think Rodon could turn into something. But I think with the defence he's in at the moment, he's going to be made to look as bad as them. When I think it's not really fair. He's still young, and I'd keep Rodon. But in terms of other defenders, I'd probably get rid of most of them, to be honest.
I think just on that point, I think when we got rid of Jan, we all thought Jose's gonna go out and put a solid player in there, but obviously. They, for whatever reason, obviously it's financial. Let's not forget COVID affects everything. We had a lot of concerts lined up off the pitch money, lots of stuff, sponsorships, those corporate boxes that people take out for the year. We've had literally zero revenue if you think about it from the beast that we've built. There's a lot of money that's gone into building the training facilities and the stadium. You could even say about 1.5 billion if the correct figures are, what people are telling us. So that's phenomenal. You look at Everton and you look at other teams, they're not spending that kind of money on investment of the club, and the club involves the stadium, the training facilities, not just the players. So I think we're in a transitional period as Tottenham fans. You should appreciate that when you build a massive stadium, a bit like other clubs have gone through, you do go through a transitional period. It's just hanging on to those top players and trying to squeeze the top four. It's probably the most difficult balancing act Levy's trying to achieve, whilst getting in Jose at that, in terms of the experience and the money that we pay him, the experience he comes with, and then trying to get some of this deadwood off and sell it to bring in the money to then reinvest. So it is a real juggling act. And if anyone can do it, it should be Daniel Levy. But the problem is Daniel Levy works for ENIC. ENIC's owned by Joe Lewis. And at the end of the day, the top man of the club is going to look at it as a business. And I say this to all fans, you're supporting a business before you support a club. So every time you sort of get annoyed at it, you are supporting a limited business, a global corporation, a PLC, and you're supporting shareholders. And then it's the club. They're not owned by the fans; they're owned by businessmen. And we've got to remind ourselves of that. As frustrating and painful as it is to say, it's not owned by the fans. It's owned by 4 or 5 people that are shareholders of a business. Unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, Josh. Absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
We've got Alexander Hilton come back in here. He said, hope that we sell the naming rights so we can bring in top players. Yes, we have appointed someone to go down that route to find a naming right, and let's hope so. There's been whispers about Amazon coming in, and that would be great because this guy's a multi-billionaire. This guy, so you would never know what's. So Darth, I'll come back to you on the transfer window, the summer transfer window. Josh said he gave it a 6.5 for our side. What do you give City's summer transfer window?
Well, I'm gonna give it a 10 because we got Diaz. Just purely because we got him. He's
rubbing it in now.
Yeah,
look,
he's revolutionised the defence. Yeah, he's coming.
I hope he gets sent off. Or an own goal.
It's not going to look great. It's not going to look great now when he scores an own goal. I'm just giving him a 10.
I've got him on my fantasy team. He's a good player, isn't he? We missed out on him and Fernandes at Man United. It's over like 5-10 million as well. That's the annoying thing, you know. It's a small change for City, but for Daniel Levy, it's 5-10 mil, you know. Apparently, we get so close to negotiation and we pull out.
Always, Josh.
Yeah.
With Dybala, didn't it?
Always. 5 million out all the time.
Condom FC, man. Always. Condom FC. We just, it's too safe.
Could have had Grealish. Could have had Fernandes.
Yeah.
No.
The funny thing is, he's flown out. Was it Steve Hitchin?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. He's flown out to Milan or wherever it is, and he's there, and he's got the phone call saying, "Oh, you better come back, mate. I got no more money." That's all you got. You know, you're a few $100,000 over. So yeah, it's a shame. Anyways, at least City don't have that. They can just. I think you lot pay more. Anyways, you pay more than sort of normally. You know, you just get the deal done.
Yeah, I think it's just they got Diaz after Leicester, which is like, right, he better be the man, so we'll just pay whatever they're asking for, and then we sent out Mendy the other way. But sure, if we're to sell Diaz now, we get more than we pay for him.
It's like we chat up the pretty girl all night. We chat her up all night, and then you know they come along and say, right, you're right, you're coming with me. flash,
see you later, mate.
Yeah, flash the keys. See you later, mate. Thanks for that. Pretty much what it is.
Right, guys. The next question I want to ask, guys, where's this game gonna be won tomorrow? Josh, we'll come to you. Where's this game gonna be won and lost?
Well, I think there's many ways this game can be won and lost. From a Spurs perspective, it's about finishing the 3 or 4 on-target chances we get. You know, that combined with obviously silly individual errors, everyone focusing on their duties, working as a team. I think the defensive midfielders, Pierre, Sissoko, Tanguy, if you guys 4-3-3, all three of them, mopping up any mistakes, mopping up any silly passing, and making sure that the leaders in the team, Lloris, the spine, Pierre, obviously Kane, Son, and Tanguy, the spine that we rely on, is effective and efficient. We're not going to get a lot of the ball. It might even be 70-30% possession, which Jose's a mastermind at. It's finishing those one-on-ones that we're going to get and making sure that we're not making these silly errors. And I think also depending on what team he goes for, because obviously the personnel makes a difference. But it looks like he's going to go for his first 11. He has to, otherwise we could seriously get taken to the cleaners on this one. But I see us doing well if we go, doing well. I'll definitely take a draw now. But if we take a goal, if we take the first goal, I can see Mourinho really getting under their skin. I think we've got to buy tackles. We've got to buy fouls. We've got to buy free kicks. We've got to be a bit ugly. We've got to go down easily. I hate to say it because it's not kind of football I want Spurs to be playing. But we've got to go ugly and we've got to get, slow the game down to have a chance and then hit them when we get those 3 or 4 attempts on target. And that's the only chance I see us having.
All right, brilliant, Josh, brilliant. Matt, exactly the same. Where's it's going to be won and where's it's going to be lost, mate?
Well, it's like Jose said in the documentary. Got to be bastards tomorrow to win, definitely. If we can't make any silly mistakes because I do think City are clinical enough to finish it off. I think Josh's point, we've got to be ruthless tomorrow. If we get a chance, we've got to take it. We can't be as many chances as we had at Everton, and we didn't. We rued them in the end because we should have won that game clearly. I think he'll go probably with a full team. I think he has to. Kane will be back in. I think he'll go with a 4-2-3-1 tomorrow. I think he might put Lamela in that sort of 10 role again because he can sort of float in and around, and he's good at pressing as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lucas Moura as well, but he's not that clinical. But neither is Bergwijn. So Yeah, and then I think we need luck, a bit of luck on our side. Anytime you go to a big team away, you need a bit of luck. I think Cancelo's quite a dangerous player for Man City. I think really got to be careful with him. He does tend to get up the pitch quite high, but then if you get him on the counter, he'll be so far up. Can he get back quick enough? I think Zinchenko, when we played against them, I don't think it was this season, but last season, we obviously got him sent off. So he's got a bit of a rut in him, and I think he could potentially, if there's a weakness in their team, I'll probably say that probably Zinchenko. He's young. But yeah, no, he'll probably have a decent game now.
Tottenham.
Yeah, exactly. Sterling looks in good form. And again, like I said, I'm really worried if it will be Foden or will it be Gabriel Jesus. I'd be more scared of Foden, I'd say, than Jesus. Because I think Foden's on fire at the moment, but they do tend to sort of switch the team around sometimes just to keep players happy. I think what Pep deserves credit for as well was when he brought in John Stones back. I think he's formed a really good partnership with Ruben Diaz. And it's annoying because we were linked with John Stones in the summer. I seem to remember. And it was like he could be a bargain. And if you ask me, he's probably would have been one of our better defenders if we got him in. He's 10 times better than Eric Dyer. But yeah, we need luck tomorrow. We need to be ruthless. We need to show heart tomorrow. But we need to be smart up there. And we'll know from the first couple of minutes what Spurs have turned up. If it's the Salty Tottenham, it is going to be a bad day, boys. I
think just on that as well, guys, if I can add, it's going to be second and third balls to be won on the basis that we press them. I think, City are the best at keeping the ball in the league. So if we don't press them high up the pitch, and I know that means leaving a bit of space behind us, but if you look at Tottenham or Jose's counter-attacking style, it's winning that second or third ball in an express football, 1, 2, 3, back of the net. And that's worked really well for us, and that's how we beat them, and that's kind of the way to beat City, is to kind of create a heavy touch, create some kind of panic, a loose pass, and then once we've won it, it's off to sort of look for Kane to Son, Bergwijn, whoever it is, and it's being really quick in transition. So I think if we take extra touches and try to play the game, it's just going to slow it down for us, and City are going to regroup and they're going to get their men behind the ball. So for me, it's the tempo of that out ball from once we've won that second or third ball into Kane. And once Kane's got it, it's fine because we know what he can do. It's you relax, but it's getting the ball up to Kane. Sonny's got the telepathy with Kane. He's gonna be off. For me, City mark Kane out the game. They've pretty much nullified that threat. But I really want to see quicker passing up into Kane because he's our danger man. I feel like when we try and play, an extra pass, and if Lamela starts, he might be guilty of that because he can sometimes hold on to it, too many step overs. So it'll be key to see that transition, but not only the transition, the tempo, how quickly we can get it up the pitch again to create a chance.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there, John.
I think Hugo Lloris needs a big game tomorrow as well because there's been a few clangers recently, and obviously he is our captain, so time to stand up, Hugo, and pull out a big performance, definitely.
Saying that, he's saved a few Aguero penalties, hasn't he? A couple, I think.
Yeah,
2 in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Remind him.
Someone say Champions League. Sorry, that's 2 words, isn't it?
If we come back to you as well, where's this game going to be won or lost for you?
Well, I think obviously your defense is going to have to play a big role. Because they're going to be facing constant attacks, and like you said, it'll be counter-attacking football from yourselves. But like if he's come out the same way he's come out against Everton, sure, it'd be a cricket score, you know what I mean? But like I think it'll be too up for that. You just won't want that to happen 2 games in a row. Like, so I think it'll be there. But Anya, you said about Foden playing the false 9. I think it'd be on one of the wings tomorrow because he'll want to do what he can to try get a mistake out of Aurier or get a mistake out of Ben Davies, because I don't know. Yeah. I think they definitely have one in them. You know,
it's not a bad shout, is it? Really, I would do the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what everyone's done against us. I mean, Brighton done it, City, Chelsea done it. Well, Liverpool done it, Chelsea done it, Brighton done it, and Everton done it.
I've seen a few complaints when he's have gone like 5 at the back or 3 at the back. I've seen complaints that he's aren't as solid. So hopefully he's go like that. I remember watching against Liverpool. I think he's went to 3 and he's were.
Is there a part of you, Simon and Matt, that feels like we just look at this as, let's go for it, right? We're going to make mistakes, a free hit, and we just try and score more goals against them. Just try and score more goals, right? And whatever mistakes are there, and we just come out and said, right, that was a free hit, a wild card. The fans are not going to get on his back if we lose, regardless, because of the form City's in and the form we're in, and it's an away game. So it's kind of one of them ones where you think, should he go pragmatic, or should he just say, guys, go out, have a bit of fun, defend like you defend, like brothers, don't obviously make sure you defend well. We're going to have a go. We've got enough heat from what we've seen in the last couple of games. And I just wonder if Jose would do that. He's probably not going to do that, let's be honest, But it makes you wonder, rather than going safe and kind of a bit conservative and pragmatic, it's one of those games you kind of think, is it worth having a go? Because if we lose, it's kind of expected already, the way everyone's talking about it.
Well, yeah, spot on there, Josh. Yeah, because absolutely, because everyone will be on Jose's back if we sit back and we don't attack and we get battered, and then they'll be on these back if we attack and we don't be careful at the back and we can see goals. And that way, Jose cannot win at the minute, Josh. Jose can't win. I mean. He wants to play attack. He wants to play defence. No one's happy with it.
So we look at it like Josh, a cup game and just go and have a crack? I'm just wondering.
I'll go for it. I think tomorrow. I think Jose just go for it. Literally, just go for it. And as you said there, Josh, I just think tomorrow, as I said there, even if he defends and sits back and hit him on the counter and he'll get battered, he's going to get moaned at. And if he does it the opposite way, he'll get moaned at. So to me, Josh, I think just flipping go for it. Let's just go for this.
Kitchen sink time, yeah.
And, yeah.
I love it. You could just imagine him walking in there with half time with a kitchen sink. Hey, look, let's go for it.
As much as I'd love them to do that, I don't think he will. I just think he's going to have. He's Jose. He's gonna have something, a masterclass, or could be one of those days where he pulls it out. But I think that's why when we were playing such boring football, it's because he just doesn't. He knows the defense is terrible, so he knows if he opens up against any team in the Premier League.
Do you know what? Jose would make a great insurance salesman, wouldn't he? He'd just sell it to you all day long. You'd be like, sign me up now. I definitely need that. He's Mr. Insurance, isn't he? But I know what you mean, Matt. It's not Jose's not going to do that. And I think City would love that because they'd pick us off as well, wouldn't they? Pretty much. But I'd love to see Spurs really go at City.
As I said, Josh, I can see Jose sitting in. I can see Jose sitting in. But to me personally, it doesn't matter. As I'll say it again, it doesn't matter which way he goes. He's going to get moaned at if we lose it, and we lose it, and especially if we lose heavy. Everyone's going to come out moaning. Oh, we didn't attack enough. Oh, we sat in too much. So to me, it doesn't matter which way. Jose will not get this right.
The only thing I guess Jose's thinking is if we nick a draw playing pragmatic, then that's like 3 points, and maybe that's the reason to be pragmatic. To get a draw out of it, which is a shame because we should be going there.
Would you take a draw, Josh, now?
Yeah, I would take a draw. I hate to say it, I'd take a draw. Only because we've got the teams around us this weekend, by Liverpool and Leicester, all the other teams play teams that they should be beating. So if you look at Chelsea, Villa and the rest, they're all playing teams they should win against, right? And we could be like sitting closer to the bottom of the mid-table than where we are today. So you kind of take a draw. I'd take a draw now. West Ham, obviously the Europa League. There's a lot coming on, and I think it's one of them games. I worked out we've got 36 points, and if you look at the last 5 seasons, 70 points, 65 to 75 points gets you top 4. If you look at the last 5-6 seasons, so we need 30 points. We've got 16 games left. So if we win 10 out of the 16, that's 66 points. So we can actually afford to lose 5 or 6 games on the basis that we win the rest, obviously. That's not going to be easy. But it's one of those you take as a loss. and think it is what it is. So on that basis, I take a draw. We go and win another 10 games out the 15 left, and it gives ourselves a chance to get in the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there. Got some comments here, guys, before we carry on. We got Alexander, don't worry, Zizenko got buried last time by Winks. Jesus, we got Reynolds here. Yeah, my boy Dareth.
More City fans.
Beat City. Ha ha ha. It will be the Phil Foden show. 6-0 City, saying Alexander, saying Reynolds all 6 goals offside. VAR. Reynolds says, haha, no chart. I think it's a bit of an argument between Reynolds and Alexander here. We are top of the league. And
let's get Reynolds on the show.
I'll take Josh. Reynolds is a City fan, as you even know. He's part of Darren's lottery. So, guys, we've got the guys in the comments. Bring your comments still, guys. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't, guys. It's free of charge, guys. We're going to the predicted lineups now, guys. Darren, if we come to you first, give us your predicted lineup. What do you think is going to come out against Tottenham tomorrow?
Well, I think it'd be not mostly normal. It'd be Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo. Then maybe you play Foden on the right, because I think Davies has been a bit poor than Aurier lately. But I'm not religiously watching Spurs, so I don't know. Then Jesus in the middle, and then have Sterling on the left.
Wow, Jesus Christ!
And then 3 of them can rotate between it. It'll end up
the last thing you want to hear is rotating them.
Jesus Christ!
That 3 is a joke. Bernardo, Gundogan, and Rodri.
They all sound like porn stars, don't they?
So, Josh, we'll come to you now. How do you think we're going to line up tomorrow, mate?
I think he's going to probably go 1-9-1 or something like that. Look, I think we've got to go 4-3-3. I think Aurier for me starts. That's an easy one. I think Toby for the counter for his long ball up into Son and cutting out City's Galacticos. So Toby starts purely for his counter-attacking long ball, and he's cool as ice. And to be fair, he deserves to start. He's had 3 or 4 games rest, so he's fresh. He should be fresh. I would like to see Rodon in there over Dyer. Personally, I think he's probably got less indecisiveness in him. I think Dyer's a bit indecisive at the moment, and we need decisiveness tomorrow. We need players to make a decision and stick to it. And Davis at left back or Tanganga. I'm sort of split on Tanganga and Davis, because I think Tanganga will bring fresh legs and energy, a fearlessness. But Davis, to be fair, has the experience, and I think Jose's his go-to man, so he'll probably go with that. But I'd be happy with Tanganga, to be honest, with the pace he's got. And then I'm going, the 3 in front is Pierre, Tanguy, and Sissoko, just to mop up as much defensive work as they can. And then in front of those 3, I'm going Sonny, Kane, and I'm going Bergwijn for his defensive ability over Lucas Moura, and then to bring Lucas on after. So Lucas and Bergwijn swap out for me. But yeah, Kane and Sonny have to be up there. Now, Kane can drop to a number 10 and bring on Carlos Vinicius, and 2 long balls up into Carlos Vinicius in terms of set pieces and headers. So I think there's some flexibility in there, but that's pretty much the starting 11 I'm going with, guys, for now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there, Josh. Matt, give us your starting 11 for tomorrow, mate.
I'll go 4-2-3-1. I think, just obviously because he kind of mentioned Lamella obviously today. So with Hugo in goal, it's going to be left back Davies most likely. I agree with the 2 centre backs. I'll go Alderweireld and Rodon.
Definitely.
I've got a feeling he might go Sanchez because of their pace on the break. I'm not really sure. Hopefully it's Rodon. Right back Aurier if he's fit. Hopefully he is. Then you got the sort of two. I'd go Tungi and Højbjerg. Probably Lamella sort of going in the 10, and he could also drop in and press back if he needs to, so you could make it a free in midfield that way. And then it'd be Son, Kane. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with Josh. I think it'd be Bergwijn, just purely because of his defensive ability.
Right, absolutely spot on there, guys. Right, we're going to the combined 11 between the two. I can see his face. Look at him laughing. Look at him smiling. So, are we going to go on form? Guys, are we going to go on form? Yeah, or are we going to go based on how the whole season's planned out so far?
You're the host.
Yeah.
Right, okay,
put on him.
You decide, mate.
Okay, we'll go on how the whole season's planned out then. How the whole season's planned out so far. So between you three, go on, guys, hit it away. Darth, who would you want in this combined 11 in goal?
In goal, I'm taking Edison. I'm taking Edison every day.
Josh and Matt, do you disagree, or would you stake a claim for Lloris?
I think I'm gonna. I think I'd go Edison.
I think he's a lot more well-rounded. I think with the way he can use his feet. Like obviously, Lloris isn't bad with his distribution, but Edison's best.
Yeah,
distribution.
So. And Lloris makes just sometimes too many in the big games. Too many sort of, clangers. Edison doesn't make too many, and he's a big. He's like Dara said, he's good with his distribution. So if you want to play the pressing game, you can imagine Edison to Kane and Son with that long ball. I mean, it'd be phenomenal. So yeah, I'll go Edison.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Josh,
I have to agree with you guys. I have to agree. Hugo Lloris, club captain. It's a shame to not have him in there, obviously, but I think it's something like 13 clean sheets for Edison. It's ridiculous, really. So I think that's a whitewash, that one. 13 clean sheets over 7. So says it all, really, doesn't it? I mean, obviously clean sheets are down to defence, not just the keeper. But I think based on the errors against Everton, and you said the whole season, shame to say it, but it's going to have to be Edison.
Right, I totally agree that one, guys. I'll go with Edison because I think I don't know about you, Josh or Matt. I just think it's time now we start looking for a replacement for Hugo. There's been so many mistakes, not only this season, from last season as well. You can see these mistakes are creeping in very regularly now, isn't it, guys?
I'm not sure how much of a leader he is as well. I think that's up to date as well.
Absolutely. Josh, me and Matt were speaking about this last night, and we don't think he's a proper leader. And I'm literally surprised Mourinho has literally kept with Hugo and not given it to someone else like Pierre.
I think with Hugo, he's got a lot of gravitas in the dressing room. Although he's not a leader, he's a senior player, and he's been there longer than most. I think because of that, he's kept Toby, and he's kept a bit like at Chelsea, with the senior players running the show. So I think Mourinho probably just playing the game, really, and keeping Toby and Lloris sweet for now. But I mean, they have to start looking at a replacement. But all this World Cup winner stuff has to go out the window now. I mean, that was a long time ago. We're due a new World Cup, so new leader. But it's such an important role, isn't it? It's underrated how important the goalkeeper role is. It's just huge. And we'd have to spend some serious money or buying someone young. But I'm surprised we didn't keep Gazaniga, because I thought he was doing all right. I thought he deserved to stay.
I'm absolutely baffled, Josh. I really am with Gazaniga. And I think he's a very half-decent goalie. He's much better than Hart. I'm surprised on that.
I'll tell you who's available in the summer. AC Milan's goalkeeper.
Donnarumma.
He's on a free.
He's out of contract.
So if you and he's young. He's made 200 appearances for his club, and he's 21. So he'll be a good goalkeeper. Or you go for someone like Nick Pope.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Solid.
He'd be pretty solid.
Solid keeper.
Even the Villa keeper, he's brilliant.
Yeah, he is bloody good.
Not that we're going to get him, but he's Martinez.
So we go back to the team, guys. We'll go to the right. Go to the right back. Josh, would you stake a claim for any of ours? Get into that team.
So I take it they're going to have Cancelo, are they?
Yeah,
do you think? Yeah. So Cancelo over Aurier. It's a good conversation actually. That one. Cancelo's come on. They're both quick. Aurier's really improved. Well, he's improved from a bad place. So it's kind of what the Aurier we thought we were buying. He's been a bit safer. It does give away silly fouls, but to be fair, his positional play's been much better than what we've seen before. I've not seen a lot of Cancelo, but one thing I know is he's up there with the points in terms of assists and getting up there. But I think that's a debatable one. I'm going to argue for Aurier on this, but I'd love to know why Cancelo should start ahead of him.
Yeah, Matt.
I'm sure I'll get battered for that, but yeah, let's have a chat about it.
Matt, before we go to Darth, do you stake a claim for Aurier?
Oh, you put me in our position there. It's a tough one because Aurier's got, I agree with Josh. He really has massively improved, and he's probably been one of the. I'm not saying the best right backs in the league, but he's got to be up there. He wouldn't be far. He'd probably be in the top 5 or 6. I think Cancelo's, finally adjusted to the league as well. And I mean, to shift Kyle Walker out of that position, you must be pretty good. Obviously, we used to have Kyle Walker, so he's not exactly a bad player.
If I can just throw this in there, I don't know if it matters, but Aurier went through a lot of personal grief, didn't he, this time last year? Losing his brother. I think we have to give him credit for that. I don't know if that one swings you over the line a bit.
Go on, Wab. Go on. I think I'll go Serge just because of what he's been through and he's improved.
Yeah, no, he's come out of it. Yeah,
player, I'd say. So I'll go Serge Aurier.
Darth, would you? Are you going to go against them?
Yeah. Cancelo I think he's been our second most creative player. He drops into the midfield. I think he does a lot for us. Even though he's had a great season, it's still a bit of very underrated season. He's come in, he's changed the way we've played. Like he tucks into the midfield very well. It's just I wouldn't have anyone over him at the minute. I think he's untouchable at the minute.
Down to you, Simon.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? This season, with Serge, since his Doherty's come in the summer, I think that's kicked him on, and I think he's had a good season so far, Serge. And me personally, if we're going to go looking at the centre backs and the left back, surely we've got to have one in there. Surely, I'm going to go with Aurier.
Are we moving centre backs? We're going to go centre backs.
Centre backs now, yeah. Right. Go on, Darth. You can start off. Give us your run too.
Definitely Diaz. Diaz is. I'm gonna go with Stones and Diaz, just down to the fact that I was watching like Alderweireld the other night. He was playing people on side constantly. I think it was the third or fourth goal? Was it that he was the one man that kept everyone on side?
The last goal, we played him on side. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very. Like, I haven't seen a mistake like that from either of the two. Obviously, Alderweireld's been brilliant for you since he came in. He's been immovable from there. But this season, just the way this season's panned out, like you said, I can't see him getting in over the other two.
Right, Josh. Are you going to stake any claims for our centre backs?
I'm rummaging through for all the crap I can find on Toby right now. And most of it's negative, unfortunately. There's not a lot I can say. I mean, he's playing with he's playing with a better player. Stones and Dias are playing. Stones has come on because of Dias and that solidarity next to him. It's amazing what a better defender next to you can make you play better as well. Seen that with Virgil. So I feel for Toby because he's never had his best mate replaced in Jan. He's kind of looking at Eric Dyer thinking, wait, you was a utility player. You can't even play in DM. How are you going to play in defence? So I feel sorry for Toby because he's been given a weak hand. But yeah, if we're looking at it performances and we're looking at it pound for pound player and clean sheets and defensive stats, then you have to agree with the Man City fans on this one. So yeah, this one goes to Dias.
Matt, Do you actually agree, or are you going to stake a claim for any of our
No,
centre-backs at the minute?
I'm going to agree. I don't think you can argue. Man City's defence has completely turned round. I think in their last, I read their last 14 games, they've only conceded 3 or 4 goals, which is ridiculous. I read a stat like that. So we had Ori and we had our fun. They can have the centre backs, definitely. I think they deserve it.
Don't forget, guys, we've got the second best defensive record in the league, so it's not maybe as far apart as we think.
Yeah, I'd love to have seen Toby and Diaz. I think that's a lovely part.
Yeah, it could have happened. Nearly happened.
Yeah,
so we're going to go. So we're going to go with these the Stones and Diaz guys, are we then?
Yeah.
Right. Left back then. Matty, we'll start with you. Are you going to give Ben Davies or Serge Reguilon a stake in his team?
Well, Serge ain't starting, is he, Simon? He's injured. Are you going regardless of injuries?
Yes, I'm going to go on how the season's planned out so far.
Got it. This will be fun then, yeah. Cool.
So who are Man City have got Zinchenko, and who's the other left back? Is it Mendy?
Yeah, it's Mendy, but we don't really own it. We're not going to claim him, so we'll just go with Zinchenko.
Okay. Well, I think Reguilon's made a massive difference to our team this year. You can see his injuries cost us, quite clearly attacking and defensively. He's adjusted to the league really well. And I think he's better than Zinchenko, so I'm putting Reguilon in there.
Josh, we'll come to you, mate.
I think Zinchenko's yet to hit the potential. He's still a development project. I think Reguilon, being a similar age, has come in and just been a revelation, really. The pace, the trickery, the crossing ability, the amount of times he's found Kane's head. He's got 3 assists and he's been injured for some time. So for me, Reguilon for sure over Zinchenko. I think Mendy's got more of an argument than Zinchenko personally, so I put Reguilon in there.
No, I can't. I'm gonna state my claim for Zinchenko. I think he's been brilliant since he's came in. Last season, obviously, he had a horrid time against Wolves, but I think he came in this season when Mendy picked up another injury, and you can't get him out of the row. I think he's been brilliant this season. He's been absolutely. He's come in and he's actually played like a left back when he's a converted midfielder.
P.S. He's got 0 assists in a very attacking team. Just putting it out there.
Got an assist against Arsenal.
Do you in the Premier League?
Yeah. No.
Was it?
Cup.
Okay.
Cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Different competition. Oh, and it's Arsenal as well. But yeah. Anyways.
Ah, true. Arsenal, great.
Would you swap Reguilon for Zinchenko just out of interest?
Like I'm not disrespecting Reguilon, but not the minute now. Considering he's injured now, but when they're both fit, no. I think Zinchenko's just been. I don't know because I then again I've not seen much of Reguilon, but I'm going to.
You'd have a deadly left hand.
You haven't seen anything.
I've seen about. I can't overturn it anyway, so I know Reguilon goes on in this. So
we've got 1 for Zinchenko and got 2 for Reguilon. It's up to me then. I think Serge Reguilon. I mean, personally, we've been missing this type of player for so many seasons now. Putting up with Ben Davies there, Danny Rose has dropped off so much, so we've been crying out for someone like Serge. It's a shame he doesn't start in this game tomorrow because I think he is such an important player to this team at the minute. So going forward, and he's very good at tracking back as well. I'm not disrespecting Zinchenko at all. But I just think Reguilon, just nips him. So we'll go with Reguilon at left back. Are we going to go with a 4-3-3, guys, then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for that, yeah.
I'm going
cool.
with that.
Yeah. Right. Josh, first defensive midfielder for you.
Look, I'm going to start with the best in the league, potentially in Europe right now, and that's Pierre, the general. Got a face like a general. He's a leader. He's unbelievable. He's played more minutes than pretty much. He's up there. He's up there. Minutes played. That defensive record we've got, the one that's second best at the moment, that was first. A lot of that was down to him. We didn't just suddenly become great. It's down to him. and he's he's just fantastic at reading the game. His positional awareness of where he is and who's behind him and who's around him, it's just unbelievable. His tackling is so successful. He rarely makes a foul. Some players in that position collect a lot of yellow cards, and he doesn't. He's clean, he's tidy, he's got an assist on him, and we saw that recently. So I don't think you can argue without. I don't think you can move forward from this position without putting Pierre in there. But that's my personal opinion.
Absolutely, Josh. Matt, do you agree with Josh?
100%. I call him the Viking because he's just a joke. Like he remember when he had that gash down his leg and he wanted to carry on. Mourinho had to push him off to get him off. That's how good this guy is. He's like an old school footballer who just gets stuck in, but he's really good.
Terry Butcher like player.
Yeah, exactly. He can set the press as well because he did it at Southampton, and he's made our team in midfield. We're not like a bagel anymore. There is something in the middle. So I think it was signing of probably potentially cheapest signing of the summer for what we got him for. I think he slotted in nicely. So I'll go Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Best Pierre in North London.
Darth, do you actually agree with these two, or are you going to make a stake? Are you going to stake a claim for one of yours?
I'm going to stake a claim, but I will say up until very recently, I would have agreed with you. Rodri's he's adapted a lot more now in the last. I'd say since the start of the year, he's been brilliant. Not recent start of the season, but Rodri's been holding us together a lot, and he's been actually, like you said, with Højbjerg. He's been getting a few assists too. We got a couple of them against Swansea before he went off. He's starting to pass it forward a lot more. But I'd have him in. But Højbjerg, like you said, I think he's the best value signing of the summer as well. Højbjerg, I think I was fuming when we didn't get him and we played Eels. When we played Eels in the first game, I was a few games into it, he ran at that game. And it was just, that should have been what we signed. But now Rodri's really come into it. I'm going to say Rodri.
Right, you say Rodri. So, guys, if we pick Pierre, especially Josh and Matt, would you put Rodri next to him?
Yeah. Go on, Matt. Sorry, man.
It's all right. I would. I think Rodri is good. That would be a solid, another sort of CDM sort of position. And then obviously on the other side we need someone quite attacking, but we'll come to that. I do like Rodri. I think he has adapted. Last season I wasn't too sure, but he was struggling to adapt. But there have been good signs. He's passing the ball more forward. He wants to get on the ball more. It kind of all dictates through him, especially in midfield. He kind of sets it, and he kind of does the job that Pierre does. So I'd have Rodri. Yeah, I'll give him Rodri.
Yeah, look,
Josh,
I think.
Do you agree?
I think Rodri's a good player, and he's taken a bit of time, but now he's starting to show. Fernandinho, has been awesome in that position. He's been a big part of City's success. So considering he still plays for the club, I think he would pick Rodri. I don't think we can argue with Fernandinho going in there.
Overall, he is a better player than Rodri.
Yeah. So I'd put Fernandinho in there. But if we are talking about Rodri going in there against Pierre, what are we talking about then? Sissoko or Tanguy, or kind of put Winks in there? Can we really? It's not even a player. Yeah.
So, Darth, do you agree with Josh and Matt? We'll play with Rodri and Pierre in the double pivot.
With Rodri, he doesn't actually do very well in the double pivot. That was what happened with Gundogan. That's what happened with him and Gundogan at the start of the season. Gundogan was playing more as a 6 than he is an 8, which he's playing now, which is why he's after coming out more. But Rodri, he performed like he had shackles on him when he played in the double pivot. So if you're gonna have Rodri in a double pivot, you may as well just not have him in there. You know what I mean? But if we were to put another midfielder beside someone, or even ahead of either Højbjerg or Rodri, I'd have Gundogan in every day to have someone ahead of him.
So we're gonna go with we can either go with the 4. We can either go with a 4 there, and we go once with Pierre just sitting, and we go either with another 2 there, like as you say, Gundogan, and we'll pick another one out of 3. Like
I think
Tanguy.
Tanguy goes in that 3, doesn't he? Yeah, Tanguy goes in that 3 as well.
100%. 100%. So, would you be happy, guys, with Gundogan, Pierre, and Tanguy as a 3?
What a midfield!
See, I know I think Bernardo's better than Ndombele, but I know there's no convincing us. But I will say I think Bernardo's been brilliant lately too. He came into it as Rodri came into it.
If we were playing like sort of like a 10 role, like in behind, I think Bernardo would be good there. Or I'd have him on the easily on the wing instead of someone like Bergwijn, because I think he's a quality player.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Dareth, just so quickly on David Silva, he's massive missing it. Can Foden step up? Is he any good at the minute? Step up, or is it a bit too early now at the minute for Foden to?
Well, if I see the team sheet tomorrow and I don't see Phil Foden on it, I'd be fuming. He's quite like you saw against Liverpool. He's absolutely he's going to be world class. He's probably already is world class. He's just raw talent coming from it. It's like. He's been nurtured so well. I think it is time for him to step up because he's been treated like he's the leader on that team now. It's time for him to step up. Sorry, mate.
Did he play in the cup? Did Foden play in the cup the other night?
The other night
it was a sub, isn't it?
I think he came on, but we he was. Yeah, I think he did come on. He did come on. Sure.
Yeah, that probably tells me he's going to start on tomorrow for me. Probably.
Oh yeah, no, I think he will start. So you can't have that game against Liverpool and not start.
Right, then we'll go up to our front 3 up top. Josh, actually, Dareth, we'll come to you first. Would you make a stake a claim for any of your front 3, or even if you play a front 3 to fit into this team?
Well, I'd just start off. I would have Kane at striker. And then I'd have, it depends on how we play. If we want to have Foden, surely has to be in there at the minute. I'd have him on either of the wings, and then I'll put Sterling over Son. It's very like they're very even. On lately as well. Sterling's scored in his last 4, and then. Son doesn't exactly perform very good without Kane, but then Kane's still in the team in this one. So
Son loves the goal against City, though, doesn't he?
That's gonna haunt me now tomorrow.
Right, Josh. We'll come to you. Dareth, what did you say? Did you say Kane? Who did you pick? Sorry.
Kane, Foden on one side, Sterling on the other side.
Josh, do you agree with that? Shoot him down, Josh.
If you take off the Tottenham top and the Man City top, and you're actually picking this 11, right, and your life depends on it, you're going to put Son and Kane because of the combination that they have. The most lethal Premier League couple or duo or combo or striker combo. They're about 3 or 4 combinations away from Shearer and Sutton, which was seen as the best if you look at the stats. They're only a few away from Lampard and Drogba. You can't argue with 13 goals from Son and 6 assists. I mean, I don't even feel right saying that, but that's the truth of the matter, guys. 13 goals for Son and 6 assists. You put Kane in there, so we don't even need to discuss that. But I don't know how you start Sterling. I mean, for me, you're going Son, Kane, Foden, and that's me taking my Spurs hat off only because of the combination.
I'd agree. They're very close for me, Sterling and Son. But then Sterling, you saw last season, he came out with 30 plus contributions, 20 goals season before that. Like, he's turned into a consistent 20 goal season player. I just can't leave him out. Personally, you know, I can't leave him out.
Yeah. Matt, who would you go with?
Well, I'm not leaving out Son and Kane. They're the 2 best in the I'd say in the Premiership at the moment. The partnership's unreal. So it'll be Son on the left, Kane in the middle. We're talking, if you want Sterling in that team, could he play on the right? I mean,
I think for a couple of years, when then Pep put him to the left last season.
Yeah. If I asked you a question, would Son get more goals in the Man City team than Sterling if they played in that? Because I think Son would score more personally. Because I think Sterling missed quite a few chances.
See, yeah, Sterling when it comes to 1v1s, he does. He definitely does. But if he was put in the same positions as Sterling, then yeah, he probably would. I think he would. I'd have more confidence in him finishing a 1v1 than Sterling. So
I think you have to say that Son's a better finisher than Sterling.
Oh yeah. But then again, Sterling's been in. Now I'm not calling him a system player, but he's been in a system where he's come out with 20 plus goals. I think the last 2 seasons, and then he's getting assists on top of that as well. So it's not like
it'll be interesting to see the conversion ratios of both of them, because I think Son's conversion ratio has got to be up there in the top 3 of the Premier League in terms of strikes versus goals.
Yeah, he's clinical. Yeah. He's very clinical.
Clinical, yeah, ridiculous.
I would say City obviously have a lot more quality in providing. You know, if you look at Spurs, it kind of comes through Kane.
I've actually just realised we don't have De Bruyne in the midfield, so I'm putting De Bruyne over. Yeah. I'm putting De Bruyne. I just forgot because he was injured. Yeah, no, De Bruyne goes in there over and Dombele every day. Yeah, De Bruyne in there every day.
Well, could we have Højbjerg, De Bruyne, and
Gundogan?
I think that'd be a good midfield.
I'm not going. It would be a good midfield, but Gundogan just had to get a player of the month. I can't have.
I think we're going to have to go 4-4-2, chaps, and drop Sterling.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. If you want to go with that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
I think Sterling. I think if Spurs had the team like City did, with the amount of quality that comes off the bench with players like Bernardo Silva, I think Son would he'd score well over 20 a season, easy. I mean, he's doing it with players like Lamella and Lucas Moura.
Based on the chances created. Based on the creation of chances, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'd say on that, is Son a position system based player, or is he more of a counter, loves his one-on-ones? Because I just wonder if he'll fit in that.
Definitely. He's countering it.
Yeah. Would he fit in City play, possession based?
I don't know, because again, I haven't actually seen him in that kind of system, but Sterling's very good when it comes to link up. I haven't actually seen. I have not called him like poor at pass. Now his distribution from the wing hasn't been poor, but
I think on dribbling, Sterling probably takes it to Son. Yeah, but obviously on the finishing, you got to give it to Son.
Yeah. So is that the 11 then, guys? Is that completed? Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh no, we've got to choose the manager. We've got to choose the manager.
Yes.
Pep.
Who are we going to go with?
Pep.
Me personally, the man with more trophies. I'll go with Jose with me personally.
The question is, would you prefer Jose instead of Pep, and would we prefer Pep instead of Jose? Isn't it? That's the question. If we had to swap the managers round for our clubs.
No,
I prefer your owner, to be honest. If we could talk all owners, that's an easier one.
I'd prefer my owner still, if that's any use. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely would swap owners. Definitely, 100%. Jesus Christ. So Josh, who would you go with, Pep or
manager-wise? I think if Jose was in charge of that Man City team, look, that Man City team's built. Pep's built that team, so we can't just swap managers, right? And you'd have to give Jose time, but Jose's had the deep pockets, whether it's Milan, Madrid, Chelsea, and Man United, and he's won trophies everywhere he's been. He's been to 4 different countries and done it. I should say, 4. He got Portugal, England, Italy, and Spain, right? So 4 different countries. He's done different styles of management with different teams, although the counter's there, but he's played some great football with other teams. He's managed more egos than Pep has, and he's got more variation of trophies and more trophies than Pep. So it's almost like the Ronaldo and Messi. Messi's done it at one club, Ronaldo's done it at so many. So
Well,
on that,
Pep's done it in three different countries, always playing same sort of beautiful football.
Yeah.
He has definitely managed so many egos now. Like, I mean, Sane his head was rammed up his arse. Him, like, it's not just been the case of, fair enough, Mourinho's probably had to deal with more, but
I think with
Pep
Porto,
hasn't had an easy ride of it.
I think with Porto, he took a team from nothing to something, and I know
Definitely, yeah, it's a huge achievement.
So he deserves credit for that. I know Pep turned Barcelona into that machine that they were, the whole tiki-taka thing. Yeah, and I think also when he came to Chelsea, it was a bit of a broken team, and he sort of lifted that team and made them what they were, a proper machine. And then even at United, with the shambles that was left after Louis van Gaal, wasn't it? He still managed to get 2 trophies and a second place finish. It's a really difficult one to call, but I think I enjoy watching Pep's brand of football. But I think from a results point of view, I think Jose's just about picked him, but it's a really debatable one. It's 50-50.
Yeah, it's very close. Matt, are you going to agree with Josh and go with Jose?
He's a tough one because, like Josh said, what he did with Porto's, phenomenal. He went from they won the I think they won the treble or something when he turned them around eventually. He done it at Inter Milan, and he got a player like Samuel Eto'o to die for him and play on that right midfield or right wing role when he's a striker. I mean, I don't know many managers that can turn that round, and get a player to almost die for them. He did it at Chelsea. Chelsea at one stage until he came, they were mid-table or like sort of in that top, but not up there. He kind of changed.
He got them as the takeover came in, though, didn't he? I think it was a season or two after the takeover he went to Chelsea.
I think the thing with Pep is he kind of he'll go to a team that's kind of pre-made to be successful. Like, I think when he went to Bayern Munich, it was kind of all there. He just had to get his own philosophy on it. At City, they have all the money. We
had the money, but we had, I think, our squad's average age, I think, was like 28, and they're all like, you had to fill in Fernandinho at right.
I think Pep prefers a long-term project when Mourinho's sort of happy to go in 2-3 years and out.
Yeah,
different. Well, I'll tell you something, guys, whilst we're on this chat, on this topic. Jose Mourinho and Pep have played 24 matches against each other. It's a lot of games. And have a guess who's won more?
It's Jose, isn't it?
Anyone else want to have a guess?
I think it's Pep, because when he was at Barcelona, they must have beat Real Madrid quite a lot.
Go on, Josh. A stab in the dark, we'll go Pep.
Statman me. Right, okay, so they started playing each other in 2009. The first game was Inter Barcelona, it was a 0-0 draw. And the most recent game was when we beat City 2-0. So if you look at all 24 games, Pep has won 11 against Jose. He's drawn 6 with Jose, and he's lost 7 against Jose.
Jesus.
So there you have it. Pep has won slightly more with the clubs he's been at. But I think your point, Matt, on going to Bayern Munich, I don't know. I thought Pep could have done better than he did at Bayern Munich. I mean, he didn't win the Champions League with them, did he? And Mourinho's won how many different Champions Leagues at all the clubs he's been at? Bayern United.
Yeah, but it's like
and Chelsea. He didn't win the Champions League at Chelsea.
No, he didn't win. No,
Di Matteo won it. Di Matteo won it.
Sorry, it was Di Matteo won it, and he got sacked 26 days later.
He won it Porto and Inter Milan, didn't he?
Yeah, he won it in Inter.
Yeah. But I think, in terms of what I like a long-term project, and I do like the football that Pep plays. I think it is really, it's nice to watch. And if that's your team, you'd be sort of buzzing with that kind of thing. I do like his personality as well. I love Jose, but I'll go Pep, I think.
Oh, Jesus. I said both of them. Absolutely.
I like him.
But me personally, I'm not backing against my man Jose. No way. No way. I'll have Jose in this team. I'll have Jose leading this team. Definitely, 100%. But as I said, they are top two very top draw coaches.
Two of the best
And-
managers of all time. Got to be up there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But Dareth, I just hope you just think I'm not saying Pep's a bad manager, mate. He's not. He's absolutely.
Of course. I'm not
But
saying Mourinho's a bad manager either. Far from it.
I'm not backing against my man Jose. So
Yeah.
go on, Dareth. Are you going to choose Pep then?
I'm picking Pep.
Yeah.
100%.
So-
I wouldn't go.
So Josh, who do you go with again?
I'm going Jose Mourinho. I'm going Jose Mourinho because he's done it. He's done it. For me, he's just a little bit more variable in the way he's done it. I just thought Pep going to Bayern was a no-brainer, and he didn't win the Champions League with them, which I thought was a given. And Man City, deepest pockets in the business. So I just think Jose's put himself out there more. But on Matt's point and the brand of football, you definitely enjoy watching Pep's passing. He brought a new style of football to the Premier League, and you have to respect him for that. And Jose did do that with Chelsea with the wing back system and the three at the back. But I just think what Pep's shown us over, we just have to look back to last weekend to see how City played against Liverpool, and the fives and the fours, and we've been on the receiving end of that. And you have to put your hand up and say it's just quality, brilliant football. It's kind of like romantic football versus efficient football. So they both have different places in the game, and tomorrow, two of the most decorated managers in the modern era playing it out tomorrow. So it's just great that we've got them out of clubs. I think we should be grateful for having them out of clubs.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, Josh. Now we go down to predictions, guys. Josh, are we getting samosas tomorrow, or are we getting
samosas? I'm actually having pizza tomorrow.
Pizza, isn't it?
That's the only 3 points I'm getting tomorrow is pizza. So me and the missus have decided to go pizzas tomorrow. But look, you know what? It's my heart and my head not agreeing on this one. The heart says we had 2 shots against Man City and we beat them 2-0 at the Lane. That's all it was. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. I don't know what Spurs we're going to get tomorrow, because I know we can beat them, and I know we can even, we can do a job on them, get a draw. But based on recent form, I'm going to go draw, and I'm going to go 2-2. I see goals in the game. I see stupid City defensive errors potentially, but I do see Sonny and Kane having a bit of fun as well. So I'm going to go 2-2. Sit on the fence on this one, I'm afraid.
Right, Dareth, we'll go with you. Who are you going to go with? Obviously,
I've said 3-1. I've said 3-1 City. I'm going to stick with 3-1 City. I think we'll have enough. I think we'll come into it now off 15 game winning streak. But the only thing that'll ruin our confidence is losing. So we're going to go in here full confidence as well. So I do think we'll win.
Right, Matt. Are you confident going into this one? After recent performances.
No, but obviously we lost the other night, but it was nice to see obviously that kind of football. And like I said, if we could defend, we would have won that game pretty easily, and we'd be probably talking a bit differently and going into the game like, but we can beat them. Well, yesterday I obviously said my prediction in the show we did yesterday. I'm going to stick with it. I think it will be I think there'll be goals in this game. I think it will be a 2-2. I think the first goal could be vital, whoever gets it. I feel like if City get it, I'll worry. I really do worry if they get because the game plan goes out the window then. If you want to play pragmatic. I'll go 2-2. A classic 2-2.
You know what I said last night, Matt, about this result? It's my head, as you said, Josh. It's my head playing my heart. My head's saying City, my heart's saying Spurs. But unfortunately, it's hard to go against my own team. But I really can't. With our defence at the minute, it's absolutely shambolic. But I hope they do turn up tomorrow. But I just can't see it, guys. I'm going to go with 2-1 City. I'm sorry. I'm backing against us. It's hard to say. It really is hard to say. But I can't see nothing apart from City win tomorrow. I really can't. So, guys, before we end the stream, guys, what's the ambitions for both of these clubs going forward for the rest of the season? Gareth, we'll start with you. What would you like to see happen to your club, trophy-wise, and where do you want to finish in the end of the season?
Well, I don't think saying winning everything is. I don't think that's being unrealistic anymore. I think our defense has obviously improved, and we're still hitting teams for 3 and 4 goals. Like I want to finish the season with everything.
Right, Josh. Ambition for the season, for the rest of the season. I know we're at the FA Cup, still in the Carabao Cup final, still in the Europa League. We're 4 points off fourth place with a game in hand. It's not all doom and gloom, Josh. We can still have a great season still.
I think based on injuries being kind to us, Reggie's back, Lo Celso's back in a month. Based on Kane and Son staying fit, we've got a chance of finishing in the top 4, I believe, because I said it before, we need 10 games. We need 10 wins from 16 games. I think that's achievable. We've got a nice run to look forward to. I won't say nice run because there's banana skins everywhere, but we've got a reasonable run to look forward to, which includes Woolwich. Can't wait. Put them out of sight. So I think top 4, and I genuinely think, obviously, the Carabao Cup final against City, so we'll have to do another one for that. But I think we can get a trophy in top 4, whether it's Europa League or whether it's the Carabao Cup. I think that'd be a great season and a successful one, and I'd take that all day long. So I'm going to go top 4 in a trophy.
Brilliant, Josh. Matt, what's your ambitions for the rest of the season, mate?
I think top 4 will be hard to get. I think we can do it. Like Josh said, get games you can win. There's loads of points to play for, and we've got injuries and people coming back. So, I think we've been a bit unlucky with injuries again this season at wrong times of the season. I still think we can win the Europa League. And I think we can win that Carabao Cup final. I really do. I think if you want someone to win that trophy, Jose knows how to. He's won it before, and normally at Chelsea, I think it was his first cup he won, and then from there they went on a bit of a trophy glory hunt. So the year ends in one as well. So let's aim for 2 trophies in the top 4, not to be too greedy.
Yeah, I'm literally going for hoping for the Europa League. I really do think, as Josh said, if we get a fully fit team back and right to the end of the season, I think we can have a right good run, a good go at Europa League. Jose's won it before with United, and in that same season he did go on to win the League Cup as well. So hopefully we can do the double there. And I'm not asking too much, guys. I do want a top 4 finish. That's going to be hard, very hard. But yeah, I would like a top 4 finish, a Europa League and a Carabao Cup. I'm going out to be greedy, guys. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Josh, I want to do another stream with you, and then we'll talk about what's going on at this club.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for having me on, and nice to meet the gang, and hello to the listeners as well. I hope they enjoy the show.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for everyone who's turned to the chat tonight, guys. On the way out, guys, smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. Josh, tell them where they can find you, mate.
Yeah, so I recently started up a channel. I got some good feedback from the We Are Tottenham fan cams, whatnot. So I thought, let's have a go. It's lockdown. I need to get my frustration out. All my mates are busy at home with kids, whatnot. So I thought, right, I could do with some sort of air time. So if you want to find me, have a rant, be happy, be sad, be frustrated. I put up pre-match reviews, post-match reviews. Try and bring something a little bit different. Try and bring some funky stats for you guys. So yeah, I mean, obviously the channel to be on in this one. But if you're looking for something else to watch, then find me on Spurs Debate. It's one word, Spurs Debate. Just type that in your YouTube search. There's a picture of me sitting on the manager's chair at White Hart Lane in the picture profile. Pochettino's old chair. Yeah, find me on that, and look forward to seeing you guys on there, and look forward to seeing you guys back on here as well.
Oh, brilliant, Josh. So guys, get over to Josh's channel, the Spurs debate, guys. I've watched a couple of these, and he does talk some real good facts and stats he's got in there. He just talk the truth about Tottenham. He knows his stuff as well. Dav, where can we find you?
Myself and a few friends, we started up the 1894 podcast. That's the same on YouTube, Twitter, all that. We've got a couple of episodes out now. One came out today. We do previews, reviews, and I think we're at about a week and a half now, maybe 2 weeks, and we're going well. So hopefully those who haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah, brilliant. And Matt in the top corner here, you can find him on here. Matt, have you got your own channel, or is it you just come on here with me?
Sort of thinking about it at the moment. I'm going to assess it maybe in a few weeks' time, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, guys, obviously you can find me on YouTube here, guys, Premier Hotspur TV, and at Twitter at Premier Hotspur TV as well, guys. So, guys, thank you very much. Everyone tuned in tonight. Smash the like going out, guys. Subscribe if you already haven't. Share this video out, guys. Thanks for all my guests in here. Thanks for all my guests in the studio. Gareth, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Josh, thank you very much for your time, mate. Matt, absolutely superb. Always comes on when I need him. So, guys, we're going to end it there. Let's hope the best team wins, guys, and let's hope it's the Spurs. Let's hope it's that Spurs, guys. So, guys,
not that
your
one.
big come
Not
on,
that one.
you Spurs. Come on.
Come on, you Spurs.
Right.
Come on.
So, guys, we've been Premier Hotspur TV, guys. I've been Simon. This has been Josh. This has been Dareth, and this has been Matt. Guys, good night. God bless, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, guys. 5 o'clock, Premier Hotspur TV live watch along with a special guest. Thank you very much, guys.